Hello, this is Andrew Davey, Nevada Forward, and we're here with Eileen, Eady. Together We Will Nevada. Thanks for coming back to join us.
Thank you.
On this very tragic evening after what happened last night. When did you first find out about the shooting?
Right as it was going on. I'm a bit of a night owl, so I was awake, and I saw right away people were checking in that they were safe, and so I kind of learned about it right away and then made sure I checked in that we were safe.
Yeah.
My husband does magic on the Strip, and thankfully he wasn't there last night, but our family members were concerned that he was stuck in the midst of the
So
tragedy.
it was a sense of relief that your husband okay, the rest of your friends and family were okay, yet
Yes.
for other Nevadans and for tourists who are visiting here, it's a very different story.
It is. It's a very different story, which is why we organized an effort to get donations made to go to Ronald McDonald House Charities. They provide lunches to families who are in the hospitals waiting for their loved ones. So they're the families of the victims that are there and people who were hurt. So we made sure to get donations for them, and we're doing online donations also to make sure. And even though this was a tragedy, it's kind of an ongoing thing that they need those kinds of things. You know, they're always at the hospital, whether there's a tragedy or not.
Yeah.
But it's certainly it's devastating to the community to have something like this happen, and you know, Together We Will is kind of an action organization. So the first thing we said today was, all right, what are we going to do to help this situation? So let's pull together and figure out. So we have donations here at the church.
And then speaking of action, we've seen shootings here on the Strip in the past.
Yeah.
We've seen shootings, in other parts of the valley and other parts of the state. Yet last night, not only was this the deadliest shooting in Nevada, but this is now the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history.
Yes.
And this just comes a little over a year after the Pulse shooting in Orlando,
Right.
less than 2 years after San Bernardino.
Right.
Do you get the sense that this is a horror movie that continues to replay? And when will we see any relief?
Yeah, no, it's, I think this was the 17th mass shooting in the last year that I heard about. I could be wrong about that because I was a little distracted today.
Yeah.
But, and, we certainly are going to look at doing some calls to action with holding elected officials accountable. There's a bill right now that they're looking at. But in the meantime, right away, we wanted to make sure that we were helping while the situation is still in a crisis. After things settle down a little bit, then we'll look at some calls to action and holding elected officials accountable.
Yeah, because both at the federal level and at the state level, where we've had Senator Dean Heller vote against background checks back in 2013 when Congress was considering that, and then last year. Voters passed a background check initiative here.
Absolutely.
But it's not being enforced.
Right, it's not being enforced at all. Which is, that's a shame because he's a resident of Nevada. So maybe if it was enforced better, maybe he wouldn't have gotten his weapons. He lives in Mesquite.
Yeah.
So, and we certainly would hate for any kind of mass shooting or any kind of gun violence to hurt somebody, but especially something of this magnitude. We really have to make some smarter policies.
And finally, more immediately getting back to, what are you doing? What can your fellow Nevadans do to help other Nevadans in this hour of need?
Right. Well, the first thing I would do is make sure you're checking social media because the organizations that are providing relief are giving updates and saying what they need. The news is giving updates that are very helpful also. The third thing is make sure you're talking to your kids. This is a very confusing, misunderstanding time for them. You want to make sure that your own children and the children that are in your life are getting the correct information and not misinformation, and making sure that you're having discussions with them about these things so that you're not ignoring that. And lastly, donate online if you can't do something in person.
Great.